Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have an exciting Star Wars news update day today here overall. There's been a ton of new Star Wars news that's been officially confirmed and announced by Lucasfilm themselves, by which we're going to be discussing and covering all of it here in today's video. I'm going to have separate future videos here on the channel that dive more into detail and in more depth into the regards of everything that we're about to discuss here. And of course, we're also going to go ahead and hop right on into it. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. The big news, let's start out with that, the Mandalorian and Grogu Baby Yoda movie. Baby Yoda is headed to the big screen as Jon Favreau is directing a new Star Wars movie simply under the working title The Mandalorian and Grogu. It will go into production later this year, 2024. And I think the biggest part of this is that this, mind you, is different from Dave Filoni's Mandoverse Mandalorian movie. At first, I thought that these two projects were actually supposed to be the same thing, and that Dave Filoni was going to begin his, Star Wars movie a little bit later this year and filming and production on it, which would be great news. But this is an entirely different Star Wars movie, actually, as it's directed by Jon Favreau instead of Filoni. Although Dave Filoni is also still working on this Star Wars movie as an executive producer. As we all know and love, Favreau has created the Disney Plus series The Mandalorian, which follows a helmet-wearing bounty hunter played by Pedro Pascal, who starts the show on the run to protect a young, adorable alien named Grogu, or better known as Baby Yoda. It's unclear of where the upcoming film will fit into the Star Wars timeline of the live-action series, of course, which has aired 3 new seasons and is currently in development for its 4th season as well. This movie is probably going to take place sometime after the 4th season of the Mandalorian show, though, however. As Jon Favreau says a little bit about this and taking on this project, in quotes, "I have loved telling stories set in the rich world that George Lucas has created," Favreau told and said in the statement. The prospect of bringing the Mandalorian and his apprentice Grogu to the big screen is extremely exciting. Ending that quote right there of part of the official announcement of this upcoming Star Wars movie. The Mandalorian and Grogu is the first Star Wars movie in the works, at the momentum anyway, since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker, which grossed $1 billion globally and has served as the grand conclusion to the original 9-chapter saga of the Skywalker saga. New installments in the space opera series franchise from director Patty Jenkins and Marvel producer Kevin Feige were announced but never actually came to fruition, unfortunately. By which there's been a lot of other Star Wars movies and projects in the last 5 years, especially movies though, that have been announced in the last 5 years since The Rise of Skywalker that have been announced and haven't ever gone anywhere. They've never taken off into production or anything. They're silently shelved or canceled. So in the time that Star Wars has launched 2 more live-action TV shows in the Mandoverse, The Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka, plus the upcoming Star Wars Skeleton Crew, I think definitely as a little bit of a tidbit, I'll cover this in another video here on the channel as well though, that Skeleton Crew is very much so imminent for having its first look or an official trailer, teaser for this upcoming show, as it looks to be the first live-action Star Wars Disney Plus show of the new year 2024, releasing sometime in the first quarter, so we're definitely due for some type of an official trailer. And seeing that they put out this Mandoverse movie announcement alongside with another announcement into the regards of Ahsoka, which we'll discuss in just a moment, then they're on a bit of a roll for what they have going, so they might as well go ahead and put that cherry on top with the big conclusion announcement or reveal of the Skeleton Crew trailer, although only time will tell. I'll continue to keep you guys updated with that though here on the channel. All the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. Okay, and then as I had kind of touched on there briefly, the second big announcement so far officially coming from Lucasfilm and Star Wars themselves of today is that Ahsoka Season 2 is officially greenlit and going into early development, early pre-production process here, and has that big potential to start actually filming a little bit later this year for some type of 2025 or even a 2026 release date. Per Variety.com, as a source, Lucasfilm has confirmed that Ahsoka creator Dave Filoni is developing another season of the hit Star Wars show Ahsoka, which aired its first season and its finale on October 3rd of last year. The news came with the reveal of The Mandalorian and Grogu, a new live-action Star Wars movie that will enter production sometime this year. Jon Favreau will direct it, and at this time, no other information about Ahsoka Season 2 or The Mandalorian and Grogu have actually been shared officially by Lucasfilm, although there's a lot of other other tidbits and different things that we know here about these two upcoming projects, especially into the regards of the release dates. Now, if Ahsoka season 2 looks to begin its filming sometime in the next couple of months this year, that's probably going to be the case. Hopefully, fingers crossed for that. But I will also mention that both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are also busy with The Mandalorian season 4. So I think with this all in mind, Jon Favreau is the one that's going to kind of take most of the head charge on The Mandalorian season 4. But mind you, though, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are going to be working on both of all these Mandoverse projects together, really, at the end of the day. But Jon Favreau is going to be taking the lead, it seems, on The Mandalorian season 4. That would give Dave Filoni some time to kind of branch off and go off and kind of, you know, do some of the pre-production script writing and stuff of that nature for Ahsoka season 2, and essentially flip-flop when the two are then complete, except for The Mandalorian season 4. That would be into the regards of the post-production much rather, and then probably from there is where we would begin to see Jon Favreau and his Star Wars movie, The Mandalorian and Grogu movie, actually go into its production, as I said that would be the case for a little bit later this year. So in retrospect, it's a bit confusing of like everything that's going on in a galaxy far, far away. That is exactly why I'm here, to keep you guys all updated with that. Baseline, though, however, of what we're seeing and what we're hearing here is essentially The Mandalorian Season 4 is going to shoot throughout the better part of this year. Once that is done, probably closer to August or so, that is where Jon Favreau is going to branch off and go start on his Mandalorian and Grogu movie, as Dave Filoni is able to also kind of go off and start working on Ahsoka Season 2, essentially, for 2025 and 2026 releases. So in one big conclusion, The Mandalorian and Grogu is a brand new Star Wars movie added to the slate of 4 now confirmed Star Wars movies, 3 of by which were announced and confirmed last year. We have Dave Filoni's big Mandoverse culmination movie, or better known as the Thrawn movie, as I had also mentioned, that is separate from Jon Favreau's Mandalorian movie. We then also have the James Mangold Dawn of the Jedi movie, and then there is also Charmin Obid-Chinoy's and her Rey movie, the New Jedi Order Rey movie, which has gone some controversy, but we'll discuss that later on here on the channel. Looks like it's going to be a very, very bright future for a galaxy far, far away, especially into the regards of the movies. It's something that a lot of people have been asking for now, is that they are been wanting a lot of, you know, Star Wars movies now. It's great to have shows, and the Disney Plus projects have done more than well and have been well received from critics and fans and have been really much awesome, but there's this special experience of going to the cinema and being able to sit down and watch a Star Wars movie much rather than a show, and that is something that everybody's kind of been looking for the last couple of years now at this point, especially now that they've taken that hiatus. It feels definitely like it's been long enough, like no oversaturation essentially, of now we're kind of ready to get back into theaters and start watching some Star Wars movies once again. That plus having some Disney Plus releases in between, I think is something that a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. As I had also mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm going to go into more detail and in more depth here into the regards of everything that we know about the upcoming The Mandalorian and Grogu movie by Jon Favreau, and then same thing for Ahsoka Season 2. Even though the details are quite limited officially coming from Lucasfilm, there's plenty of other things and, you know, details that we do know about these upcoming projects that I'll be discussing in more depth and in more detail in separate future videos here on the channel. All the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. Guys, I am dying to hear all of your thoughts and opinions and theories in the comments down below. What an exciting day for Star Wars to be a Star Wars fan, or even just a casual viewer. There's a lot going on in a galaxy far, far away. We're here for it. It looks like it's going to be a very much bright future to see. This here all being said, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.